This talk is on an instrument concept that we're developing here at the Applied Physics Lab called the Suite for Lunar Energetic Particle and Neutrons, which is tortured to get the SELENE acronym. And this is, the tagline is to bring the Apollo 17 Lunar Neutron Probe experiment to the era of precision planetary nuclear spectroscopy. So I'll start, I know I only have 3 minutes, but just a quick primer on what we do for planetary nuclear spectroscopy. We have energetic charged particles come in, usually GCRs, but also SEPs. They hit the surface of the moon or any airless body, and what they'll do is they'll spallate. They'll bust apart atoms that are in the surface, liberating a lot of neutrons. Those neutrons will scatter around. Some will escape as fast neutrons with energetic. Some will downscatter to epithermal or thermal. And some will interact with nuclei and produce gamma rays. And so this escaping flux of the neutrons and the various energy regimes, fast, thermal, and epithermal, as well as the gamma rays, are the signals that we would detect in a nuclear spectroscopy experiment. Next slide, please. So when we have an orbital asset taking these measurements, all we get are count rates. Just counts per second of a gamma ray line or counts per second of a fast neutron flux. In order to get weight percents of the elements that we want, we have to do some modeling, and we have to know what the flux is, what the spallation cross-sections are. We have to do the neutron transport and scattering, and have to do the gamma ray production. All of these things are in some sense model dependent, either because nuclear data is incomplete and there's nuclear models used to fill in the gaps, or we just don't have analytical methods for producing that. So all this is model dependent to get back to the things that we're interested in, which is the weight percents of elements.
Zach.
Yep, thank you. So one of the things we do to benchmark is to use the Apollo 17 Lunar Neutron Probe experiment, which of course was a great experiment, but we'd like to do something more complete, especially as we enter a sort of a precision era of nuclear spectroscopy. So SELENE is a suite of instruments, a GCR SEP flux, that's our source term, depth-dependent neutron flux with a borehole sensor, and the albedo neutron flux. And so this is a comprehensive set of measurements that would be great for a benchmarking data set for orbital data sets. At this base camp, boreholes be produced by the astronauts. They can deploy it much easier than a robotic mission can. We have local measurements from return samples to help us benchmark better. And this is a continuous monitoring basically of the radiation environment, which is important for human health and safety, as well as ground truth for geochemistry investigations and lunar in situ resource utilization. All right, thank you.